On January 10, U.S. President Donald Trump hinted that Washington could soon do something in response to the escalating protests sweeping across Iran, signaling potential American involvement in what has become one of the region's most volatile uprisings. In a post on the social media platform Truth Social, Trump claimed that the United States stands ready to help the Iranian people who are risking their lives to oppose the regime, framing the unrest as a pivotal moment for democracy and freedom in the Middle East. His remarks came just days after Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei denounced protesters accused of courting U.S. support, directly warning them against seeking favor with Trump or any foreign leader. Donald Trump said, quote, "Iran is looking at freedom, perhaps like never before. The USA stands ready to help. There are those who engage in vandalism. Last night in Tehran and elsewhere, a group of vandals broke into buildings belonging to their own country and destroyed some of them. For example, let us assume they destroyed a building and a wall to please the U.S. president, because he made incoherent remarks, saying that if the Iranian government did such a thing, he would come and stand by them. These rioters and people who harmed the country were pleased by that. If he is truly capable, let him mind his own country's affairs, as there are various events and problems within his own country. His hands are stained with the blood of more than 3,000 Iranians. During the 33-day war, over 1,000 of our countrymen were martyred, not to mention the leaders, scholars, prominent figures, and ordinary people as well. This person, Trump, said, "I issued the orders, I led the war." By this he admitted it. He admitted that his hands are stained with Iranian blood. And then he comes and says that he supports the Iranian people. There is a handful of inexperienced, careless people who do not think, who believe this, accept it, and act according to his wishes. They burn trash bins only to please him. Let everyone know that the Islamic Republic was built on the blood of hundreds of thousands of honorable people, and it will not show leniency toward those who engage in vandalism. Serving foreign powers is unacceptable. Whoever you are, if you become a tool for foreigners and work for their interests, the people will reject you, and the Islamic system will reject you as well. As for that one sitting there in his arrogance, speaking as if he judges the entire world, let him know that tyrants and oppressors throughout history, like Pharaoh and Nimrod, Reza Khan, Mohammad Reza, the Shah of Iran, and others like them, fell when their arrogance reached its peak, and this one will fall too. Dear youth, safeguard your faith, your awareness and political consciousness, your presence and readiness, and your seriousness in the path of the country's progress. Preserve your unity. Preserve unity. A united people are capable of overcoming any enemy. Meanwhile, reports suggest the Trump administration has already held preliminary discussions regarding potential military action against Iran, conversations that insiders describe as sensitive and exploratory. According to an exclusive report by the Wall Street Journal, these behind-the-scenes talks were initiated as Trump continued issuing repeated public warnings toward the Iranian regime, citing unnamed sources familiar with the matter. The discussions reportedly centered on identifying possible targets, with deliberations on which Iranian sites, if any, could be struck in a limited or symbolic show of force, according to the journal's findings. Among the military options presented, one included the possibility of a large-scale aerial strike aimed at disabling key Iranian military targets, a move that would dramatically raise tensions across the region. However, the report emphasized that there is no indication of an imminent U.S. attack as unrest inside Iran continues to surge, suggesting that Washington is weighing its options cautiously amid the unfolding crisis. Meanwhile, new diplomatic reports suggest that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held crucial talks with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on January 10, a meeting that came amid rising regional tensions and global concern over Iran's growing internal unrest. Sources familiar with the discussion say the two leaders focused on the escalating protests in Iran, the worsening situation in Syria, and ongoing international efforts to push forward a fragile peace deal in Gaza, all unfolding against a backdrop of renewed geopolitical volatility. The revelation was first made public by the New York Times, which cited 3 unnamed officials briefed on the talks, underscoring how closely Washington and Tel Aviv are coordinating their positions on the Iranian crisis. According to the New York Times, U.S. President Donald Trump is now seriously considering authorizing targeted strikes on Iran, a possible military response linked to the nationwide internet blackout and the regime's violent crackdown on protesters. The report clarified, however, that no official decision has yet been taken regarding a U.S. intervention in Iran, as policy advisors continue weighing both the strategic and humanitarian implications of any potential action. Notably, The New York Times also revealed that among the options presented to Trump are limited strikes on non-military sites in Tehran, moves designed to send a political warning rather than to trigger a full-scale conflict. Trump has repeatedly emphasized that his administration will not remain passive in the face of bloodshed, making it clear that the United States may take decisive steps should the Iranian regime continue to suppress its people. Meanwhile, the number of deaths inside Iran continues to climb, as street protests rage into their second week since December 28, a sign of both the movement's endurance and the growing scale of the crackdown. What began at Tehran's Grand Bazaar as small demonstrations over economic frustrations and rising costs has since spread like wildfire nationwide, evolving into a powerful anti-regime movement fueled by anger, grief, and the demand for change. Now, anti-government sentiment in Iran is rising to unprecedented levels, intensified further by widespread speculation that the United States and Israel may soon take coordinated action, a development that could reshape the region's political future.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.